Well, hey, good morning. It is Wednesday morning, 6:20 a.m., June, I'm getting ahead of myself. April 27th, 2022, on the East Coast of the United States. And I have had some requests to do some recipes on my Vertuo, which is the machine that runs these larger capsules. So I said, okay, and the request was for recipes. So I'm going to do a recipe. Now I have my ingredients. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to accomplish it, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So this uses, now if you have peach preserves, that would be good. This is apricot jam. If you have sparkling water, that's good. This is peach honey sparkling water, so keeping with the theme. And then I have skinny syrup here. It's peach skinny syrup. And I'm going to be using the Forest Variations fruit. All right, first thing I'm going to do, this is going to be an iced coffee, by the way. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of this nice, lovely peach jam in here. Okay, now I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of the peach syrup in here. Okay, now I'm gonna lick this. Yeah. Whew, that's good. Okay. Oh, did I say this was peach? This is apricot. Close. All right. Now, I am going to take my hand blender, and if I can manage this without knocking everything over, so I don't have a whole lot of counter space in my kitchen. That's why okay, I have to take this thing off. Now I put, okay, hopefully that's, okay, now it clicked in. And see, it's got little blades. And put it down in here and hope that it doesn't all come flying out, because I want to kind of mash up those preserves and mix it in with the syrup. Okay. Okay, how do I get this off? These things are often simpler than they look. Okay. I will not lick this off. Those are very sharp. You can probably see that. Okay, now, what happens next? Okay, the next thing that happens is this goes into, this is a double wall glass mug, and I'm using it because I'm going to make this coffee on my Vertuo machine, and it's going to make 7.77 ounces. So I am going to need room in here to also add ice and sparkling water. Okay, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and make the coffee. Okay, so I take my pretty Forest Fruits capsule, and hopefully the machine is plugged in. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're not putting any milk in this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and run the coffee in here. Now, could I have put the ice in first? Yeah, sure. You know, this is going to be a drink that's got, it's going to be a big drink. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and put the ice in afterwards so it will have less time to be melting rather than having 7.77 ounces, almost 8 ounces of hot coffee spilling in on top of it. Okay, and I just kind of stir it around a little bit. Well, I can stir it later, right? Well, but if I stir it now, it'll dissolve more into the coffee, right? I've never made this before. When I do these things, we do them together the first time. I don't try them out first. You know, if you wanted to watch those coffee videos where they've got just everything laid out, beautiful and organized, and show you a well-practiced recipe, you know, that's fine. That's not what you're going to see here. Oh, so we were talking about harvesting coffee yesterday. And I mentioned that it's harvested by hand, and that's why it's so expensive. But the thing is that there is a lot of coffee that's harvested by machine, but that's not specialty coffee. That's not the good stuff that we like to drink. Okay, there's so much instant coffee used in the world, and instant coffee usually has all Robusta beans. It's a lot easier to harvest the Robusta by machine. And yes, indeed, it is a process where the trees are shaken, or these machines that have like long fingers on them, I'll call them, stick down into the tree and they have little things that go kind of underneath all the branches, like little ramps, so the coffee fruits roll down into the machine instead of all over the ground. Of course, the downside of this is that you're getting a bunch of unripe coffee fruits along with the ripe ones. And that's why a lot of this is used for instant coffee, because the quality's not going to be as good. But some companies invest in, you know, while they may use machines, maybe there aren't enough people to hire to pick the coffee, or for whatever reason they're using machines to harvest it. Then some companies spend time after they're harvested separating out the ripe from the less ripe or the unripe. And by the way, just like with eggs or many fruits, you know how well, if you don't know this, I'll just tell you this real quick. With eggs, if you want to figure out if your eggs have gone bad or not, then you can put them in a container of water, and the water has to cover the eggs pretty well, okay? And the eggs that are not good will float to the top. Eggs that are good will usually lay down like this, but as they get older and older, they'll start to stand up, and then eventually they'll float. Have you ever been told when you're shopping for fruit and you want to get a good ripe piece of fruit to like compare two of them, the heavier one, this is true with vegetables too, is the one that's going to be riper because it's had time to develop more, inside. Well, it's the same with coffee cherries or coffee fruits. When they are no good, they've developed air inside or gases inside, and they'll float. So they get rid of those. Well, anyway, okay, here we have our coffee. This is our Forest Variations Forest Fruit. I just can't resist. I've got to taste it. Oh, it's very interesting. Okay, now I need to add some ice, okay? So let me go over. Okay, I keep pushing buttons here on the phone by mistake. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so I've got some ice. I want to be careful about putting it in here because this is a double wall glass mug, and I don't want to strike the inside of it and break it. Okay, now this is some nice cold AHA peach honey sparkling water. Okay, how much am I going to add? I don't know, because I've never done this before. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was afraid it was going to foam up. I've had that happen before, especially when I've added tonic water to coffee. Oh golly. All right, I want this to have enough sparkling water so that it's a little fizzy. Needs some more. Oh, it needs some more ice also. Oh golly. Actually, I should have cooled the coffee off before I put it in there. Well, there's a first time for everything, right? Okay, let's try this. I'm going to drink some of this down in order to make room for more ice, but this is actually quite delicious. I'm getting little pieces of the apricot jam in there that didn't completely get mashed up. You know, I didn't think I was going to like this so early in the morning, but this is very yummy. Oh, it needs to have some more ice though, because this is one of those drinks that's going to be better colder. Wow. You know, essentially what's happened is the flavor of the coffee has been totally smoothed out. I'm getting the coffee taste with the fruit. Oh, it's really good. It's very, very good. So there you have it, a recipe using one of the Vertuo coffees on my Vertuo machine. A few extra facts about coffee harvesting. By the way, one other thing that I learned is that while a lot of coffee fruits, you know, they all start off green, of course, and I said they needed to be bright red before they're ripe, but certain types of coffee are kind of almost a blackish red or reddish black. They're very dark colored when they're ripe. So when you have somebody pick them by hand, you know, they're looking for exactly the correct kind of ripeness that's needed for that particular kind of coffee. There's also all kinds of environmental and social implications here too. I'm not going to talk about those because I'm mostly concerned about how you get from what's being grown on the coffee plantation to this. I hope that you have a wonderful day, that you are open to trying new things. I really didn't think this was going to be this good. It is good. Actually, I even think I could add milk to it, but I don't want to. It's great the way it is. Look, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later.